Hello, friends. Today we are giving my old Alex drawers a facelift and a makeover to go in my new craft room. I'm going to do a frame around the drawer to cover up the little divot handle that makes these look like IKEA Alex drawers, because the goal here is to make them not look like an IKEA Alex drawer. So I picked up or ordered this 200 pack of paint stirring sticks from Amazon, and I think it was like 20 bucks, and you get so many of them, like 200. You could do a million things with those. And they're 14 inches long, which is the perfect measurement to cut down to fit around our Alex drawers. Now, the design I'm going for has a mitered edge, but you could do just a straight edge too to create the frame around your drawer. It just depends on the look you're going for. I think both of them look really, really nice. So what I'm doing here is rough measuring my drawers, counting out how many of each cut I'm going to need. I'm going to do 2 sets of drawers, so I'm doing 10 of everything, 10 drawers. One thing to note if you are going to miter your edges is that you want the longer point of your 45-degree angled cut to match the measurement of the length or width of your drawer. So what I did was take my measurement, drew a straight line down my wood piece, and then from that straight line point, I drew my 45-degree angled cut line, and that helped me get all of the sizing right for my mitered edges. You'll definitely want to use the measure twice, cut once technique here. I measured so many times making sure that these initial pieces would fit around my drawers, and once I had them perfectly sized, I used those as templates to cut the rest of the frames for my other 9 drawers. So I made a template for the smaller drawer and a template for the bigger drawer, and I'm actually going to keep those separate just in case I ever buy more Alex drawers and I want to do this whole thing over again in a different part of my house. So I'm using those templates and saving them, and I'm just going to use them to create cuts for all of my drawers. Now that we have our frames cut, we can start to prep our drawers. So on my drawers, I had these little labels saying what was in each drawer. So I'm going to use a scraper tool to clean all of that sticky residue off and get those ready for sanding. Once I've got all the labels off, I'm going to sand them all down. So I'm going to use 3 different grits of sandpaper here, starting with my lowest grit, which is the roughest. So I'm going to use an 80 grit, then a 120, and then a 180 to really smooth everything out. And then I'm also going to go in with some liquid sandpaper. I'm going to do my sanding blocks or sandpaper, and then I'm going to wipe everything down with a dry towel, and then I'll go in with the liquid sandpaper to really clean up any sanding residue, really get that surface ready to prime and paint later on. I'm also going to use the liquid sandpaper on all of my wooden frame pieces. I didn't go too crazy with the sanding with the sandpaper with my little pieces. I did use a sanding block just to clean up if there were any rough edges from cutting. I did sand those down to make sure everything was really nice and smooth, but that's about the only sanding I did. I really just used the liquid sandpaper. To adhere my frames to my drawers, I'm going to use some Gorilla wood glue, and I'm just going to put a nice little squiggle on each piece of wood and then lay them down and align them the best I can to fit perfectly around the drawer. Once this glue dries, I am going to use my nail gun to nail in all of the corners to reinforce them, but if you don't have a nail gun, using just the wood glue is totally fine. While my drawer frame's dry, I'm going to prep the actual holder for the drawers, the other whole part of this, and I'm going to use the exact same prep process. So I'm going to start with my 80 grit sanding block, move to my 120, and then move to my 180, and then I'll clean everything up with my liquid sandpaper. Once my wood glue was dry, I went through, like I said, with my nail gun and I nailed in all of the corners just to reinforce them. Our next step is to caulk everything to give it a really nice finished look. And now I'm going to blame this little mishap on pregnancy brain for sure, because I had my wood filler out literally like right on the next table over, and I was going to caulk inside of my framing and then use wood filler to fill in the seams of my mitered corners. But then I started and I just started caulking everything. So that's definitely pregnancy brain. I would recommend using wood filler for those seams because they're really, really easy to sand down and get nice and smooth. Now, I did end up making this work. It was totally fine. So I caulked all of my everything. And then I went through once it was dry and I used that same scraper tool that I used to get the labels off the drawers. I used that to scrape off any excess caulk from the drawer fronts. And then I used a really, really light sanding hand to smooth everything out. And that worked totally fine. When I painted, you couldn't tell at all. So if you only have caulk, you don't have wood filler, you can use it for all of these steps, but I would recommend wood filler over caulk. It's just easier to sand and get smooth. I used the liquid sandpaper again after sanding down all of my caulk, and I also used a chip brush to get rid of any residue. I wanted these to be as smooth as possible, obviously, so that when I go in and prime them, we don't have any weird like sanding dust or anything in the paint. So I'm going to use the same primer that I used on my Billy bookshelves. This is the Zinsser, it's a shellac primer, and this is really, really, really important when you're painting IKEA furniture or anything laminate. You need to use that shellac primer because it's going to help the paint adhere and not like fleck off. So I'm going to do a coat of that on all of my drawers and my drawer holders. What is that called? Like the furniture part of it? I don't know. And to apply this, I'm just using an old chip brush. I'm not going to rinse this brush out. I'm just going to throw it away. So I wouldn't recommend using like a really nice expensive paintbrush to apply this primer because you don't want to like rinse it out. It's not water-based. So I'm just going to use an old chip brush that I'm going to toss right in the trash when I'm done with this. I let the primer dry for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then I was ready to go in and paint. I'm going to use the same paint that I used on my Billy bookshelf built-ins, which is Bare Ice Rink. It's just the regular, like middle of the road interior paint in a satin finish. I'm doing 2 coats of paint and letting them dry about an hour in between. Once all of my paint was totally, completely dry, I let it sit overnight before I went and did this step. I was ready to apply my handles. I was so excited about this because this is when it really, really starts to come together and look not like IKEA at all. So I ordered a 10-pack of gold drawer pulls from Amazon, and then I also ordered this little jig for applying the hardware, which was a lifesaver. I was thinking like, how am I going to get all of these to line up and be spaced properly? And then, got to go to Amazon and just look for what you want because there's a tool out there that will make it so easy. And this tool was only like $7, I think. So I'll link that in my storefront as well if you want to grab it. It was so helpful. So what I did was measure the interior part of my drawer frame, and then I found the middle point of that section and used that to set up my little hole jig, marked my 2 holes. These drawer pulls are 3 inches apart, so I'm using that measurement. And then I'm just going to use my drill to drill a hole, and then we'll attach the hardware like normal. So super easy. I was very stressed out about this part because I thought, oh gosh, I did all this work and this is where it could go all wrong and look totally wonky. But it actually turned out really, really good, and I am so happy with the final result. So I'm going to repeat that exact same process for the remaining 9 of my drawers. Now, one thing I want to say is when you order this pack, if you're going to order the exact same one that I did, it was really, really inexpensive. I do recommend it. It came with its own drill bit that was the perfect size for these holes, but it broke halfway through. So not very sturdy, but it does come with one. You don't have to buy a separate one. Just be really careful when you're using it so you don't break it. I decided to line the top 4 smaller drawers with some contact paper that I got at the Dollar Tree. It's this really pretty like black floral pattern, and I thought it really elevated the look. I was gonna do all of the drawers, and then I thought with what I'm putting in the bigger drawers, you're never gonna really see the bottom anyway. So I decided not to line those, but you totally could, especially if you're using this stuff from Dollar Tree. Really, really affordable, and if you ruin it over time, it's easy to take off and just replace with something new. The last thing for us to do is just put our drawers back into where they live, and then we will be all done. This project was so much fun and so satisfying. The final result is like, I just love it. I love that they don't look like IKEA drawers. I definitely would do this again in a different part of my house. You could do this in any style, any design type. You could really go crazy and paint the frames one color, the insides another color. There are so many possibilities to be really, really creative with this project, and I had so much fun doing it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, please let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button as well. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button too so you don't miss any of my new videos. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.